I wanted to post this reel. Is this cover photo fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
How about this hashtags?
It's fine.
How about the caption?
How many times you'll ask? It's fine.
Are you sure? Shall I share it?
See, make this change, this change.
That is the reason I asked you to look at it again detailedly.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so how many of you go through such small, discussions with your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is? So most of them would go through, right? Say probably you have a girlfriend or a wife who keeps giving you suggestions without your consent or without your request, or probably you end up throwing clothes on the bed and which agitates your wife or your girlfriend. So this is something common, right?
So yeah, like as you said, we have all our individual personalities, right? We have different opinions, different point of view. But when we are together, there is a third world which is formed. Okay, the third world name is relationship. When this relationship is formed, it has its own dynamic, its own rules, and its own personality types, right? So that is bigger than each of us individually.
Yeah, so initially when we started posting reels, this was something that happened on a daily basis where he kept asking me about if the reel is fine or if everything was perfect. My personality type is a little someone whom I don't have a lot of patience. And we did our disc assessment with Vijay, and I realized that his personality is something where he sees a lot of detail. And I had to develop the art of building my patience, and through time, our conversations have improved, gotten better, and that's how it is right now.
Yeah, very true. So when it comes to relationship, I say a lot of us aspire for a perfect relationship, okay? As if like it's a perfect system we are working with, right? So, but a lot of times the relationships are always messy, right? And how we deal with that messy relationship is what differentiates or what matters. What differentiates between a relationship which is positive, which is growth oriented, which is joyful, which is having passion, compared to other relationship which is having boredom with negative anger, blame, whatever, right? So how we deal with the messiness actually matters between these two types. And also, if you come to relationship, okay, for example, if you can take, there is a submissive wife who is dominating her husband, but outside we can see, okay, this husband is actually dominating. But on the contrary, right, we can think, okay, this husband is very loving, he has very loving nature, but a lot of time he is facing that some anger issues from his wife, okay, and maybe his love itself is causing that anger from his wife, right? So there is two things here. There's a cause and there's an effect. We just now saw the video, right? So a lot of times what is visible to us, to our eyes, is the effect, but we have to see what is the cause, okay? So is it like we can we plan how the relationship will be in the future as well? I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. So the first step to changing an unsatisfying relationship is to focus. It's to change our focus to look underneath an obvious problem and focus on the underlying need.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to underline these statements because a lot of us, as I told, we don't see the underlying needs, right? What is there behind? What is the cause of that effect, right? So, for I want to share another example, right? We actually take vacations 2 times in a year. So 6 months once, basically. So one is for our birthday and one is for our anniversary. So this time, this December, when we were planning for vacation, I was thinking, okay, let's plan for Hyderabad because I've been planning for so many years and we have never visited the place. So that's when we planned for this trip to Hyderabad.
So yeah, and I wanted to fly both ways, but he was not okay with it. And I thought, okay, since he's not okay with it, we will drop the plan completely. That's what was my first thought when he said, no, we will not fly both ways.
Yeah. So, I mean, I actually didn't say no to the trip as she assumed because the reason is I know that she loves traveling. She has, I mean, she's very, right? Some people love traveling. And when it comes to traveling or vacation, she usually prefers to fly. But what I had is a different point of view. So I had some travel fund, which I usually I have to manage the expenses every year. So this time I had some part of the travel fund allocated for some other important purpose, right? So after we sat together and I told this is the reason behind this. Then she was able to understand and she appreciated the purpose.
Yeah, so basically when we actually sat and discussed, and he explained me in detail ki this is why we need to, keep these funds for this much only. And when he made me understand, so we came to a common ground. Okay, we will fly one way and we will come back by train the other way. And basically we understood each other's needs. It wasn't like, we are like compromising on anything. It was, I understood his need of, managing the funds well, and he understood my need of flying one way at least. So yeah, that was how we planned. So basically, I think it's good to think out of the box where we understand, I mean, personal needs plus the other person's needs, own needs and the other person's needs. And with this, if we plan properly, then there will be no room for any frustration or disappointments when such situations come up.
Yeah. So, I mean, to summarize, if you're not having time, or if you're not sat together till now to understand the other person needs, so I'll give you one takeaway. It's a very simple takeaway. So you can block 1 hour on your calendar, both your calendars, every week. Plan that 1 hour, and in that 1 hour, you're going to discuss only those underlying needs. Okay. Why he did what he did, why she did what she did. Okay. So these underlying needs, actually, when you discuss, you can start with 1 hour a week, and after that, it's your choice to extend. And if you're already doing it, it's great. So, I mean, I hope this takeaway is good enough to start with for our today's talk.
Thank you.
Cool.
I hope it added some value to most of you at least.